Hi and welcome back to Nerd Podcast, episode 67. And today we're gonna talk about the third and final installation of the Stepfather trilogy. And if you listen to the Maniac remake, we announced another movie at the end. So we made a small boo-boo. Which will be the next episode. So it's not the first time, and it's probably not this last time. But yeah, the Stepfather 3, or just Stepfather 3, today. So, and with me here, I got Zombie and Angel. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing okay. Been a busy day, but other than that, I've been fine.
I'm doing pretty alright. I'm just in a lot of pain because I've been out on a second long walk today with my dog. That probably everyone's gonna hear in the background because she's chewing on shit.
Love it.
Yeah.
Zombie, do you have a new mic or something? Because you sound very clear.
Yeah, for my birthday, my sister gave me a Blue Yeti.
Ooh,
Yeah.
the boy is fancy.
Now I got quality.
Welcome to the club.
What did you say, Angel?
Welcome to the club. Not gonna lie, I was a little bit sad when he told me, like, hey, I got a Blue Yeti. I'm like, but I was planning on giving you one as a thanks for always dog sitting for me, and his sister was fast. I'm like, fuck. But I'm really happy for you. Like, now you can actually hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you sound brilliant. You sound brilliant.
Yeah, it's like
Wow.
it sounds like you're actually sitting next to us talking.
Yeah.
And
Finally.
not sitting like 3 rooms away trying to talk to us.
Yeah, that's the camera isn't too good for speaking.
Yeah, I mean, webcam or mics are usually not.
Yeah, well, I was really surprised when I heard Zombie when we jumped into the call. Well,
I totally
yeah,
forgot.
that's really good. Really good.
Yay.
But yes, have you guys catched anything? We haven't recorded for.
Ever.
Well, we recorded like 2 weeks ago, I think, or 1 week.
I think it's a week ago. I've watched a few movies.
Yeah, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, sure. So I rewatched. No, wait. So I watched Spiral from the Book of Saw.
Yeah.
So it's their attempt on rebooting it, and I liked it. I actually really liked it. I'm not gonna say anything more because Joseph wants to watch it without spoilers.
Yep.
I also watched Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It. I also liked that one. I'm not gonna say anything more. I watched Baywatch with The Rock.
I love that one.
It's a rewatch, but man, The Rock is hot. What's his name? The man from fuck Zack. The guy from the original Baywatch. What's his name? The Hoff.
David Hasselhoff.
Yeah, like Hoff. Get the fuck out. The Rock. Yes. I also watched 4 horror movies. One was a rewatch, and the rest was new, actually. So it's like a kind of a hot take of a home invasion-ish movie called Don't Hang Up. I don't remember what year it's from, but I think it was 2017 or 2013, where a group of boys, like college boys, does prank calls. They film it and they post it to YouTube, and one thing leads to another, and something goes wrong, and people start dying. It's kind of a little bit like Unfriended, to a sense. So I doubt that any one of you would like it in reality, and I don't recommend watching it because it wasn't even a good Sunday boring watch.
Ooh.
Then I watched Jinn, and a Jinn is a evil spirit essentially. Um,
Yeah, not to break up, but have you watched the Wishmaster films?
I think I've watched one, but I've also watched a review of one or two of the movies, so I know what
Yeah.
they're about.
Yeah, well, they got one type of jinn
Yeah.
in those movies.
Uh,
But yeah, sorry
Yeah,
for
so
breaking.
essentially a jinn is an evil spirit and or a poltergeist. They will grant wishes for you, but they will not turn out the way you thought it would. In this case, it's a boy that he can't speak. He finds books about summoning things in his own home. Um, when his dad and him moves to a new apartment because his mother has ended her own life, and it's like a fever dream half the time because like what one scene is basically like someone breaking in. Another scene is like him watching his mother ending herself over and over and over again, and it's honestly boring. Um, like it's really boring. I don't remember watching it. I just thought like, oh, Jin, that is probably a good movie because it's about a demon of sorts. But nah. Then the rewatch I watched was American Mary.
Oh, with what's her face? Isabel. No, Catherine Isabel, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
She's in that werewolf movie.
Yeah.
For the love of God, what's the name of it?
Do you mean Ginger Snaps or?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She is a great actress. For those who don't know what American Mary is, it's basically a rape revenge that turns into a body horror. It's
Yeah,
great.
I really didn't like that movie. I think the directors did the Rabid remake as well. A couple of years later. I might be wrong, but I think it was those two.
Yeah. I think her acting is great, and I do think the movie is good for what it is. Sometimes like it loses its touch a little bit. Like, is it actually a rape revenge, or is this just someone that likes cutting in bodies and modifying people for the sake of it? I still think it's good. The ending kind of meh, but I recommend watching it. And then a movie. I saw the poster. And I was like, I have to watch this. To a sense, it's kind of like Overlord. The new movie with like World War II and whatnot. It plays out.
Overlord.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was thinking about the video games for some reason.
So it plays out during World War II, and you follow a group of Russian soldiers that get a distress call from another group of soldiers on the Russian side, which ends up being not what they thought it would be. And so this man, Dr. Frankenstein, is turning dead soldiers into basically a army of Frankensteins in different ways. It's hard to explain, and I think you should watch it for yourself.
What's the title of the film?
Frankenstein's Army from... Let's see, I believe it's from the past 2000s.
2014, I think.
2013.
2013. Okay. I think it was the has made claims that Capcom ripped one of his designs off in Resident Evil 8.
Honestly,
you know the monster with a propeller as a
Uh,
face.
yeah, like
Yeah.
honestly, I would not be surprised because a lot of the monsters are great designs for both horror games and movies because like they look so disgusting. The makeup is amazing. The monsters are amazing, and the ideas like they're so fucked up. But it could have been executed better. If it would have been made with a bigger budget, it would probably have been better too. And the story was not that good. I don't recommend watching it. But at the same time, to understand what I'm talking about, you need to watch it.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna give that one a try. It might be up my alley.
Honestly, I think you might actually like it because of the sense of how, like, since you liked Overlord, you might like this one,
Yeah.
even if it's like a low budget Overlord.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
Looking at the designs, they are sick.
Yeah. Yeah, like, they're great.
Holy shit. As soon as Zombie starts to talk, I almost shit my pants because I'm so used to him being really low.
Yeah, like, you're using free rooms down, and I was just sitting next to you, like...
But yeah, have you catched anything else?
No, that was all my movies. I haven't really had time watching anything. Oh, well, yeah. Me and Orion finished up 90 Day Fiancé, the first season, yesterday.
Nice.
Reality drama.
Oh.
Do you know the meme about Big Ed?
No, I must have missed that one.
Alright. So basically, 90 Day Fiancé is you go to the States on a 1K visa that gives you 3 months to get married to your partner. Most often, these couples hasn't met each other IRL. So it's like the first time meeting. They're often from like Philippines, Russia, or Ukraine. And
yeah.
a lot of their families are like, oh, you're just coming here for to get married, to get a green card.
Yeah.
So we finished up that, but other than that, I haven't really watched anything.
Well, you watch hell of a lot more than me. I can just tease you with that. Zombie, have you catched anything?
Even if I did, I don't remember if I have, to be honest.
Zombie's about to fall asleep sitting here with us. He's
Wait.
waiting
Sounds
at his
like it.
bedtime.
Okay. The only thing I've catched is a movie we talked about multiple times on the show, and that is Escape Room from... Was it 2019?
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
I'm not gonna go into it that much, but the sole reason I rewatched it was because the sequel gets released to cinemas next month. The original title of the sequel, the American title, I think pretty much sucks. Because it's Escape Room Tournament of Champions, which doesn't make much sense in the context, I guess. At least not right now, before I've seen the movie. The Swedish release of the film has a new title. They retitled the film for the Swedish release. And it will be Escape Room 2, No Way Out, which I personally think is a lot more fitting to the film, since No Way Out is it's something that reoccurs in the first film. So, but yeah, I'm pretty hyped for that movie, and I'm gonna try to get around to watch the new Conjuring and the new Saw films as well when I got time for it.
Yeah, you better. These good movies, I tell you that. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing where they're taking Escape Room with the sequel.
I think the ones who survived the first film will appear in the second one as well.
I'm pretty
So
sure.
it's a direct continuation, I think, or it like takes place a couple of years later or something.
Yep.
But should we roll the trailer for Stepfather 3 then, perhaps? Or do you guys have anything else you wanna?
No, because Zombie needs to go sleep in like barely half an hour, because it's way over his bedtime.
Nah, I'm fine.
I'm fine.
You'll notice when I'm asleep.
Yeah, well, hear like. Now that we can hear you clearly.
Yeah, you can hear my head hit the desk.
Yeah. But okay, here is the trailer for Stepfather 3.
In a perfect community, a perfect mom
I love you very much, Andy.
can meet a perfect stranger.
You found us.
I sure did.
She knows what she wants.
Oh, I want to make love to you.
She knows what she feels.
I do.
But what she doesn't know
You are the most incredible man I have ever known.
could kill her.
Authorities have finally come up with their first solid lead on the escaped family serial killer.
What are those scars behind your ears?
You're gonna look like a new man. Different, but quite normal.
Authorities believe the wanted killer had plastic surgery and then murdered the physician at least 9 months ago.
I want to find out who my stepfather really is.
Andy, now you're taking this too far. It's got to stop right now.
You have no idea how important my family is to me.
Here's the most recent photograph of the family serial killer. He's considered extremely dangerous.
I know what's going on, you know. Silence is golden, Mr. Thompson.
In a mind of madness,
This is your home. I am your daddy.
there is no right.
Has he ever hurt you?
There is no wrong.
You just can't break up the family.
There is no mercy.
Oh my God.
Stepfather 3, a family tradition, continues.
Sleep tight. Daddy needs a family. Don't let the bed bugs bite.
Keith Grant seems like an ideal choice for a husband. He's the new single man on the block, cheerful, polite, morally sound, and employed at a successful neighborhood greenhouse. Unfortunately, Keith is also Jerry Blake, the mass murderer who kills in his psychotic search for the quote-unquote perfect family. Thanks to the miracle of plastic surgery, the psycho is now literally a new man and is now free to do so. He meets, romances, and marries the schoolteacher Christine, who has a prodigal, computer-obsessed, wheelchair-bound son named Andy, who starts to suspect that something is very wrong with his new stepfather, who in return pretty soon starts to make up plans to move on to the next family. Okay, Angel, do you want to go first?
Sure. Fuck me sideways.
No, thank you.
I'm good, thanks. I don't really have that much fun on the movie. Like, from the first two movies, I already know what's gonna happen. He's gonna marry someone, he's gonna try and make the family work, and he's gonna try and kill them. this is like nothing new. I thought it was pretty alright. The kids' acting is probably the best of the small cast they had. But that's about it. Like, I didn't care much for it. I thought it was alright. Nothing I'm gonna rush back to watch, and probably nothing I'm gonna return to ever again. It gets a 2. It gets a small 2 of 10.
Wow.
Like, it definitely had some... Like, I wish I could say that it had creative kills. It didn't. Until the ending. That was, I love things like that. But, nah. I wasn't particularly fond of it.
Yeah.
I honestly suspected that.
Yeah.
Okay, Zombie, what did you think of Stepfather 3?
I think pretty similar to Angel, I would say, because with a killer like this one, there isn't much creative liberties you can do plot-wise, considering he has a very set pattern, and we have seen that throughout the first and the second movie. And like, he changes his appearance, he goes to a family, the kid doesn't like him for some reason, and that gets him to try and get a new family, and the other family finds his identity because he starts to slip and do the names wrong, and then he goes on the rampage on them. And goes on the rampage on any other person that gets suspicious of him also, or gets in his way of the family. And the only thing you can do creatively in like this installment would be like the kills, because there isn't really anything else if you want to follow the character that he is and stay true to that. And the most twist spin on everything would be if he somehow changed his viewpoint at all to maybe either include or exclude something from his worldview. And, well, it felt very predictable in a way that wasn't, like, that noteworthy. That it was predictable, and you didn't have any doubt about the predictability of it at all. Like, you never had a moment like, oh, maybe, or you had like, the predictability at the least was enjoyable, and it worked well with it. But yeah, and the kid actor was actually pretty good, as Angel mentioned. I like that. But yeah, not really that interesting, to be honest. I did enjoy the first and second one more than I did this one. But it's something to have in the background, I feel, more than something to actively watch. At least if you have seen it once. So I would give it a 4 out of 10. Because you don't always find that good child actors. And it's noteworthy.
I guess this was a first time watch for you guys.
Yeah.
Angel?
Yeah?
Was this a first time watch for you?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Well, this was the second time I saw Stepfather 3 because I saw it back to back with the first two movies and the remake from 2009. About, I think it was 12 years ago. And I've never returned to it, and now I know why. I think the movie got an interesting idea at the start with Jerry Blake, the stepfather character, going through plastic surgery to get a new identity, which of course is really only there because Terry O'Quinn, the guy who played Jerry in the first two films, didn't want to do the third film.
Understandable.
But still, I mean, in other movies, instead of giving the plot some explanation to why they replaced the actor, they just, it's the same character.
Yeah.
No explanations whatsoever. But here they at least gave the character a reason to be played by someone else, which I thought was a nice touch to the film.
I mean, it's also a very good reason to why they changed the actor, giving him a new face. Like, it's a very solid idea to change the actor.
Yeah. And at the same time, it does work for the character as well, because in the earlier movies he has changed his appearance, and this is just him doing it to the extreme because of the corner he's been put in.
Yeah,
exactly. But after that I feel like the movie just starts to go downhill. First off, the film is way too long than it had to be. I think the first two movies are right under 90 minutes. This one is pushing 150. I mean, for example, the whole plot point about Jerry/Keith meeting this other woman could have been shortened down to a 2-minute segment in the film.
yeah,
Instead of being 10 minutes, and we as an audience would have understood where everything is heading.
Yeah.
Since he's up to his old tricks. But it feels like the film is trying to over-explaining things and basically slamming over the viewer's head, like, okay, he's going in this direction again. Like, no shit, Sherlock. And second of all, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Robert Wigtman, I think. He's playing the stepfather character. I don't think he's nearly as good as Terry O'Quinn as the titular stepfather character.
Yeah.
His performance is, to be completely honest, it's overall pretty laughable and wooden. I thought the what was her name? Priscilla Barnes, the woman who played Christine,
Yeah.
made a terrible job as well. So in each scene that they were in, I was like, can't this movie be over soon? But yeah, Robert Wigtman as Jerry/Keith. I don't think there's any intensity to the character when he's playing him. Sure, there are the scenes when he's out shopping on a wood, whatever it's called.
Wood chipper.
no,
not
the
wood
storm.
chipper.
Ah,
Yeah,
right.
exactly. Sure, there are those scenes, but I can't. I didn't feel the intensity which Terry O'Quinn brought to the character in the first two films. It's non-existent here, and he's just uninteresting to watch, which the character wasn't in the first two films.
Yeah.
There was an intensity, and he was interesting to watch. His decline in what he thought about the family he was with at the moment. In the first two films, which is non-existent here.
Yeah.
And last but not least, I just think the movie is overall just boring.
Yeah.
There's really no suspense, no real build-up for kills or, well, anything really.
Yeah, I mean,
there are kills in there, of course, but they are few and far between, and
like you see them coming from a mile away.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And there's really no inventiveness to them. It's overall very vanilla and quite boring. And a good example is that they taken a kill from the first film and redone it in this one. I mean, that's just lazy.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
really and truly, they should have killed off the series at the second movie.
Yeah.
They didn't really need, or rather, we didn't really need a third film.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, I was thinking that it felt like they wanted to go back to the original's more, thriller-esque feeling, than redoing the more bonkers, quote-unquote, straight-faced thriller-slasher hybrid, which was the second movie.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they didn't really have the talent in front of the camera, which, in combination with a pretty boring script, made the movie overall fall flat on its face.
Yeah.
But yeah, with all that being said, I don't hate the film, but I think that it is, without a doubt, the weakest out of the original three Stepfather films.
Very much so.
Honestly, it feels like a cash grab.
Yeah. And the fact that it was made for TV, it doesn't help the film. I don't have anything else. I don't have anything against TV movies, but since the second movie upped the gore and the violence, you can't really step back with the third film then.
No, you
need
should
to up it even
increase
more.
everything. You should...
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like if you're gonna decrease on something like that, you increase in something else to make up for the lack of it, which they definitely didn't. Because if you increase like the slasher-esque that the other movie have, you increase it in suspense, in...
Yeah, exactly. But there isn't any here, really.
No.
But yeah, I think the movie got some highlights here and there, which made me laugh. For example, I love how the kid is supposed to be this up-and-coming computer expert / nerd, I guess. But he types with his index fingers like someone in their 50s would do.
Yeah.
Which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
And the death scene of the stepfather was brilliant as well. I mean, I don't know if we saw the R-rated or X-rated version, because there are two different versions of the film. And I'm thinking we saw the X-rated version because I didn't remember that ending scene being that violent. So, but yeah, it's a really good death scene / ending to the movie, and it's also really conclusive as well. You can't really do a fourth one with that character.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, the ending of the movie is really how they kill off the whole series. Now, they can't continue on with Jerry as a character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could have done a fourth movie with a new character, but I mean,
It wouldn't have worked. Like, no.
No.
well, I mean, what's the point?
Like,
But yeah.
it would have felt better to have this stepfather be the stepfather if he simply was another character, but still the killer as like some kind of copycat or something, someone that was inspired by him, but
Yeah.
not necessarily him.
Yeah.
And then it would have felt like, because it doesn't have the same intensity that Terry had, that it would like make sense if he was a copycat because he lacks the intensity, but it has the same ideals.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the thing is, here also, he right away, like, he is married to someone, but at the same time, he is cheating on her, which also makes him not a perfect dad to
Yeah.
a perfect family, which is not in, if you look at it like in how he has been doing in the past two movies, because he has found someone, he has gotten hooked on them, he has married them. When they do not seem to be the perfect family, he killed them off, and he moves to the next town.
Yeah, and like
Yeah, go
it
on.
seems that the closest he has gotten, like in the earlier movies, is that he goes to another town and start working there, and stop working at his current
Yeah.
work, and then finds someone that could be suitable to pursue, but never actively pursuing them until he kills his current family.
Yeah, like he
And that's,
removes the current family, then he proceeds to pursue this new woman. Here is legitimate, he is cheating on his current wife with someone that seems to be more suitable for him.
Yeah, and like that's also a bit of his breaking his own pattern that he has had in the first two movies of going to another town, and that's why
go on.
which is why it would feel like it would work better if he was a copycat, because he has some same ideals and he knows like part of what the other stepfather does, but he doesn't do it in the same way, and that is like part of what gives away the fact that he is a copycat, because he does think similar but not the same.
Yeah, like he would definitely make it better as a copycat in that sense, because yeah.
It would have been interesting if they had made up the movie like a more of a mystery, like if say this kid Andy starts to think that his new stepfather is Jerry Blake, and he starts to try to find evidence about him being Jerry Blake.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's actually not Jerry Blake. It's just
Yeah,
a random dude.
Yeah, or a copycat.
Yeah.
Or something like that. It would have been more interesting. It would have. Added some more suspense to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really would have, because you would always be asking, is this him? And it would also like break the pattern of the other two movies, because you don't know if this dad is gonna follow the same pattern or not, because you don't know if he is the killer. or not.
And they could have added a slasher element to it and done the movie like a whodunit.
Yeah.
So you don't know if the new stepfather is really murdering people, or if it's just a big fucking coincidence that he married this woman with a child, and people around this family, this new built family, starts to die around them.
Yeah.
That would have made the movie much more interesting, I think.
Go on.
It would also add more depth to to Andy's interests, that he and the priest shared, rather than just him keeping files and doing computers, but actually him having and showing that he's actually smarter than you would believe.
Yeah.
I mean, something they could have done is make the priest a copycat, since he's so interested in these little games him and the kid plays. With like who is the killer, like how did he kill someone, and make the priest so obsessed with it that he starts killing people himself.
Yeah.
And then
And made the whole movie into a whodunit, and a big reveal at the end.
Yeah.
And the priest simply could know about the stepfather killer, and because he came into their lives and married the stepfather, and he could use that as clues to I want to kill people, and Andy would find out because of his inquisitive nature, but he just got a stepfather, and I know about the stepfather killer, so I'll make it look very much like his stepfather is that stepfather.
Yeah. And talking about the kid, something that bothered me the whole movie, so he had a traumatic experience, and you knew from that moment when they say, he had a traumatic experience, it's gonna be the kid is gonna walk one day.
Yeah.
It's when you sit in a wheelchair for so long that he has supposedly been sitting in it, because they've pimped it and all, so it's been more than a few weeks.
Yeah.
His muscles must have deteriorated over the past time he has been sitting and not using his legs.
Yeah.
I had that problem way back before I got dogs. I used to sit a lot and not really move around a lot, and so I could barely walk because my muscles had deteriorated so much. And he was walking basically like I was, and the amount of time he has been in a wheelchair, not moving his muscles, he wouldn't have been able to walk at all.
When I was after I went into surgery 11 years ago, I was in a hospital bed for 4 days. I couldn't stand up after 4 days of not moving whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I had to get help to just get out of bed and start to walk 2 or 3 steps and then go back to bed.
If they wanted him to move around as much as they did, and also it was very obvious when they said he should be able to walk. It's just in his head. It was he's gonna walk in the end.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel if they wanted him to walk around as much as he did, it should have been more obvious and showing that maybe he did it because of the adrenaline. You can't really feel the limitations if you have panic. You can have a broken leg and still walk around until the adrenaline
you can
fades,
still
and
run
then
like Usain Bolt.
Yeah, and then when the adrenaline dissipates, you're fucking down. You're not getting up because the adrenaline is not there. And they should have shown that. I don't exactly know how, but they should have shown that more in the fact that he may not be able to walk, and then show him more scared and running because he's scared, and then afterwards, while it's calm again, be oh shit, I have not done this in years, I'm down for the count again, help me.
Yeah, or give him a maybe 2 minutes where he goes to physical therapy, where they try to help him get out of the wheelchair and walk again.
Yeah.
To just show that he is moving his muscles, he still has the muscle mass and is trying, not just, I just can't.
Yeah. And make it more I have very much difficulty doing it because of something in my brain that tells me I can't, but I'm trying to do something about it.
Yeah, exactly. Give him some motivation to try, and not just sit there like a whiny little bitch and like, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just realized something. I haven't given the movie a rating.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, I'm kind of with you guys on this one. It's a weak movie, but it got some highlights here and there throughout it. But I won't have any hurry to rewatching it or ever again. So 4 out of 10 for me.
Fair.
But yeah,
That's that. Goodbye, people.
Yeah.
that's all, folks.
Fuck this movie. I mean, we should
Wouldn't be the
start
first time.
rounding it up, really.
Yeah.
Because someone needs to get up at like 5 a.m.
Okay. I got some background here. Let me just rattle through it real quick before we round it up. Okay. So the film was shot over the course of 25 days in Los Angeles with a budget of $1.8 million. The working title for the film was Stepfather III Father's Day, which feels a bit tacked on.
Yeah.
There's an early appearance of Krista Miller in the film. I think she played the dad's new wife. And Krista Miller she's playing Jordan in Scrubs, and she also appeared in the Drew Carey Show and Cougar Town. The reviews of the film were varied, apparently. Variety's Tony Scott stated that the film lurches on without much credibility, and he continued on to say blood spurts, but director and co-writer with Mark B. Ray, Guy Magar, doesn't make the horror convincing. The simplistic storyline and the unconvincing portrayal by Whiteman, I don't know, haven't been enhanced by indifferent production values. Entertainment Weekly's Dog Broad gave the film a D+, referring to it as a poorly scripted, all too familiar Schiller, and he also called Robert Wigman robotic and a weak substitute for previous death-dealing dad Terry O'Quinn, like we mentioned.
Yeah.
Time Out Film Guide stated that the film is far better than one might expect, and called Wigman's performance more barmy than ever, and with that prissy, scary, whiny voice makes a good fist of it. And the last thing I got here, and this is just the title of a review on IMDb of Stepfather 3, which I thought was pretty funny. And it goes like, hope this series won't come back, doodah, doodah.
Oh, yes. Same. Very fitting, also.
Yeah. But, that's everything I had. Any last thoughts of
Nah.
Stepfather 3? Or are we done and dusted?
They should have stopped at 2. I know good things comes in 3s, but not this one. No.
Same.
Yeah, well, we got the remake left, so I haven't seen that since 2009, so that's gonna be interesting to watch.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, we're playing out with Al Cap's Smooth Moves. I think it was in the film, I think. And the next pick, or the next episode will, of course, be As Above, So Below.
Yep.
Yep.
As we mentioned on the Maniac remake episode.
Yep.
Okay,
Yes.
so I guess it's time to say goodbye to the good folks then.
Goodbye,
Goodbye,
good people.
Goodbye, good people.
Goodbye, good folks. Thanks for listening, and hopefully we'll hear from you in the next episode. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.